Okay, I'll ask you this again. Has it ever happened to you that you've looked at the world around you and you felt that this isn't fair? Why is someone not doing something about this? Why are girls being pushed out of school, being married as child brides? Why are women facing the stereotypes just because of the gender they were born with? Why are animals facing cruelty? Why are children at the front line of wars? Questions like these pierce my mind. They occupied me 24/7 as a 10-year-old child. I looked around me and I asked, why is everyone so silent about these issues? Although I didn't have all of the answers then, I did know one thing, and that was I could take an action. I could raise my voice. And so I did. What I didn't know is that the act of raising my voice would lead me on a path to becoming one of the youngest advisors to the United Nations from India, working with the World Bank, working with prime ministers, heads of state, union ministers, and so much more. It was not because I wanted these accolades, but because I wanted to bring the difference. And so I acted for it. Now, having traversed this journey over this past decade, a journey I started at 10 years old, I come to you, all of you young people, with a blueprint to become a change maker, something you can use in your own life to bring about impact and tangible change into the lives of people. So let me take you back to when I was 12 years old. I was sitting behind a microphone with a trembly voice, sound engineering my own radio program as one of the youngest radio jockeys in the country. Although my voice shook, but my purpose did not. My purpose was firm, and that was to talk about issues no one else was talking about. That was gender equality, menstrual health, female infanticide, working with the government, ensuring young people's voices were brought to the forefront. And so I did. Now, almost 10 years later, I come to you with over a million lives impacted. And so, what was the blueprint I followed? First, change starts really small. So small that at the beginning it will feel invisible. A lot of people often come to me and ask me, how do I work at the UN? How do I work at these organizations? And I tell them, you don't have to. You can work within your own community, locally, and still bring change into the lives of people. So start small. Why? Because these ripples can transform into waves, and these waves can transform into revolutions. So here's a few steps. Let me just break it down for you. Step 1, find your spark. Find something that excites you, that sparks a fire in your soul, that irritates you, that annoys you. But find something that drives you every single day to get out of bed. For me, it was gender inequality and fighting for the rights of girls. Step 2, use what you have. When I was starting out as a 10-year-old, I didn't have all the resources, the money, the roadmap. People even called me an outcast because they felt girls shouldn't talk about these issues. They're better off suited to their homes and not going to school. But I believed I had everything. I had my voice. So within your own personal dashboard called life, you have tools called your voice, your talents, your lived experiences. So use it. And then comes step 3. It is to act even when it feels scary. I know, working with all of these big people, standing on these platforms, is a bit scary. You feel all the jitters, but it's fine. You know what? Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's acting in spite of it. And that's what I did. And you can too. But now that we know how we can make our own change happen, there's this tiny creature that creeps into our brain. And that's a myth. The myth of the perfect moment. This is a lie we've been fed all our lives. When you're 25, you have a job, you've graduated, you've gone to school, and you have a good salary, that's maybe when you can donate a certain amount of money and maybe make a positive difference into the world. Or maybe when you're 50 and you've retired, maybe that's when you can spend some time and do some charity. Or maybe once you get the best grades in class, I can let you go and volunteer. The truth is, you never have the perfect moment. It's in those moments where there's chaos, when it's messy, when it's unsure, when you actually find your aha moments. So start today. Start even when you're unsure. It doesn't matter. When I started my first campaign, I was so unsure if even one person would show up. Now, 10 years down the line, I've mobilized millions of dollars working with thousands of people around the world. And I'm telling you, it doesn't matter where you come from, or what your background is, or what your age is. And then finally, a lot of people ask me, why you? Why does your voice even matter? Well, I ask them back, why not me? Why not you? Your voice matters. The world's waiting to hear your voice. The world's waiting to hear your unique perspectives. So don't let any bullies, skeptics, or critics tell you otherwise. And finally, the key takeaways for you: find one cause you're really passionate about. Take one small action to work on it. And you know what? It can be as simple as having a conversation with each other in this room. I had some today, I know for sure, and you can too. It can be with your parents, your teachers, your mentors, people around you, people in your family. And finally, don't be scared to take action. Don't wait for permission. You can do anything you hope to, and that's a fact. So if you dream to do things boldly, do them courageously, and dare to do it differently, you can bring a revolution, and you'll discover the power that I did. And that is to transform not just your life, but everyone else's around you. So your change-making journey starts today. Thank you.